8. This is your SST lecture and we are reading the second chapter of your book, that is Land, Soil and Water Resources. So in previous lecture we have learned about the layers of soil and about the soil which are found in India. So today we will learn about the conservation of soil. We will continue from this. Okay, open page number 126 of your book and today we will read about the conservation of soil. Okay, so first of all we will read the paragraph, then I will explain you. When the agents of erosion like water, wind, ice or gravity display the upper layer of the soil, it is called soil erosion. The soil erosion leads to the loss of fertility as it is removed the layer of the soil that contain the organic matter and the nutrition exposing the subsoil. The soil erosion is one of the main cause of the soil degradation. Overgrazing, overcultivation, excessive use of fertilizer, dumping of industrial waste and deforestation are the some and the other important causes of soil degradation. We can take various measures to prevent soil degradation and conserve soil. So what do you mean by the word soil erosion? What do you mean by the word soil erosion? Okay. What do you mean by the word soil erosion? The upper layer of the soil. The upper layer of the soil is filled with nutrition, minerals are there in this soil. This is the most fertile soil in the layer. This is the most fertile soil. This is the most fertile soil in the layers of the soil. It is filled, in this minerals are there, organic matters are there. So this is the most fertile layer of the soil. This is the subsoil. This soil is known as subsoil. And this is very good for the cultivation of the crops. All the crops are grown here on the land because of the good quality of soil. So the upper part of the soil, the subsoil, which is known as subsoil, it is filled with minerals and other important organic matter. इस soil में क्या होते हैं? Minerals होते हैं और organic matters होते हैं. That is very good for the growth of the crop. That is very good for the growth of crops because all the minerals are there in this top soil. But because of the wind, water and by the human activities, and many human activities are there, like what the human use excessive fertilizer. Excessive fertilizer are the chemicals. Human use excessive fertilizer or chemicals or deforestation, मतलब कि बार-बार पेड़ काट देना. So what they are doing? By this process, the upper layer of our soil has removed. The upper layer of the soil has been removed. Okay. Because of the wind, this upper layer moves. Because of the water, this upper layer moves. And the humans are using fertilizer or they are cutting down the trees. What is the role of trees? The trees hold the soil in their roots. Yes or no? The trees hold the soil by their roots. If the trees are not there, so nothing is there to tie up. So all the soil move away from there. And that process is known as soil erosion. So this is not good for the environment also, and this is not good for the plants also, because the upper layer of the soil is very fertile layer. It is a very fertile layer. और जब वो layer ही नहीं होगी, so how we can grow the crops? So that's why we should conserve soil. That means we should protect our soil. And how can we protect our soil? There are various methods which are given below. Okay. So what is the soil erosion? The moving away the upper layer of the soil. The upper layer of the soil moved away by some of the natural activities and by some of the human activities. Natural activities means by wind, by water, वो wash away हो जाती है, upper layer हट जाती है. And by the human activities means cutting down the trees, using fertilizer. So by this process, the upper layer of the soil has removed. So that is not good for the plants also and for the environment also. So we should protect our soil. So how can we protect our soil? By the method of conservation of soil. By the method of conservation of soil. Certain methods are given below. First of all, read that methods and then I will explain you. So what are the methods for the soil conservation? The first method is mulching. Mulching means providing important organic matter to the soil. Organic matter in a form of खाद. You all know that खाद in Hindi we use organic matter in English but खाद in Hindi. So we provide organic matter to the soil. From this we can provide all the important minerals and all the important nutrition that is required for the growth of soil. Mulching is a process by adding organic matter to the soil. Mulching is a process which means that adding organic matter to the soil. Organic matter in a form of खाद. Okay, so this is called mulching. By this, the soil can regain all the nutrition and minerals that are required for the growth of crops. Contour budding. Contour budding means we are making a brick like this. Here we grow the crops and on the other area we make these blocks. These are the bricks. Okay, here are the crops and here are the bricks. One layer of crops and other layer of bricks. One layer of crops and other layer of bricks. So this is called contour budding. Contour budding or contour barrier is a practice of building barrier called berms across the slope. So we are making this barrier. We are making this barrier by using bricks. The birds follow the contour shape of a land. Trenches are made in front of the barrier to hold the rainfall and to prevent wind erosion by keeping the soil moisturized. So by this process, when we are making block like this, so what happened? All the rainwater, the less amount of water goes to the crop and rest of the amount, the excessive amount of water washed away. Excessive amount of the water washed away and the limited amount goes to the crop. And this helps for building up the bond in the soil. By this process, we can conserve the soil. We are making the block like structure like this. So these blocks wash all the rain water. Excessive rain water they washes away. The terrace farming are done on the hilly area. So plain area is not there on the hills. So they are making the staircases. They are making the staircases like this and they used to do the farming over there. Crop rotation means that we are using different crop for a different season. Different crops are grown in different season. Shelter belt means the huge trees are planted around the field. All the huge trees are planted around the trees and after that we grow the crop on that land. By this process we are conserving our soil. We are conserving our soil by the wind. बहुत तेज हवा चलेगी तो all these soil just move from here. So for this all the large trees are grown over here. After that plugging, making gullies. So when the crops are grown over here, we make gully over here. So all the rainwater can go out from this gullies. Okay. So all the excessive rainwater can go out from these gullies. So now I will read this and then I will explain you again. So first one is mulching. Mulching is done by covering the bare ground between a plant with a layer of organic matter with straw and peat. These prevent loss of the moisture of the soil. So first one is mulching. We are adding organic matter to the soil. We are adding organic matter to the soil. We are adding organic matter to to the soil. Okay. Now second one, contour budding. Contour budding means making a brick, like one area with brick and other area we will grow the crops. Then again brick, then we will grow the crops. This is called contour budding. Contour budding. Contour budding or contour barrier is a practice of building barriers called bumps across the slope. The bumps follow the contour shape of the land. Trenches are made in the front of the barrier to hold the rainfall. They prevent wind erosion by keeping the soil moisturized. So what happened? It controls the excessive rain water. It controls the excessive rain water to reach the crops. So it controls the excessive rain water, and by this we can also control the wind also. Okay. Terrace farming. What is terrace farming? Terrace farming are done on the hilly areas. Terrace farming are done on the hilly areas. The process of making terrace on the steep slope to grow crops is known as terrace farming. The terrace farming helps conserve the soil by preventing rainwater by carrying away the soil. So the terrace farming are done on the hilly areas. They make slope like this. So what happened? The rain cannot move the upper layer of the soil. We have grown the crops over here, and the water cannot take the soil with it. Crop rotation. Fourth one is crop rotation. Crop rotation. The soil can be conserved by growing different crops in the same field to prevent the fertility of the soil. This is called crop rotation. Growing different crops. On one land, we are growing different type of crops in different seasons. So every crop has certain amount of the nutrition level and the minerals. So when we grow the different types of crops every season, so the soil will get all the important minerals and nutrition from that crop. Okay. So crop rotation means growing different type of crops, growing different types of crops in different season. In different season on one field. On one field. ओके एक ही फील्ड पे अलग अलग तरह के क्रॉप्स लगाना. शेल्टर बेड. In the coastal area and the dry region where the winds can blow over the topsoil, the rows of the trees are planted to act as a shelter bed. The shelter bed break the force of the wind and thus prevent the soil erosion. Now the fifth one is shelter bed. Shelter bed means growing a large tree around the field. Growing a large tree around the field. Growing the large tree around the field. So especially in the dry and the coastal area, where the wind can blow the soil, so this the huge plants are planted around the trees, so the wind cannot. Trees act as a shelter bed. Tree कैसा वर्क करते हैं? यहाँ पे ट्री वर्क करते हैं as a shelter bed. So they can prevent the soil by this. The trees act as a shelter bed. Next one is plugging. The sixth one is plugging. Pluggings are making gullies. For example, this is the field. So we have made gully over here. So all the rainwater can move from this gully. So we can prevent our field by the excessive water. Which can take the topsoil with it. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश होगी तो जो topsoil है वो यहाँ से हट जाएगी. इसीलिए यहाँ पे गलीज बना दिए जाते हैं जो सारा रेन वाटर को गली के थ्रू बाहर कर देते हैं. In the area without the tree covered surface, runoff often carries away the topsoil, leading the formation of deep channel called gullies. If unchecked, the gullies can grow and destroy the land. To prevent these gullies are plugged in the plight of the rocks to slow down the flow of water. This method of preventing soil is called plugging. So we have read about the sixth method. First one is mulching, means adding organic matter to the soil, means adding khad. And next one is contour budding, means we make the first of all a brick-like structure, then crop, brick-like structure, then crops. After that, terrace farming, that is done on the hilly area. Then crop rotation, means different type of crops are grown in a different season on one field only. Then a shelter bed, big trees are planted around the trees so the wind cannot blow the soil away. And the next one is plugging. Plugging are done to make a gullies to remove all the excessive water from the land. Okay. So first of all revise this and we will continue the water part. Now we will read about water. We have learned in previous classes that water on the earth is of two types, fresh water and saline water. Saline water is unfit for human consumption. Fresh water accounts for only about 2.5% of the water on the earth. Most of this is stored in ice sheet, glaciers, in high mountain peaks, and only 1% of all the water on the earth is available for human consumption. Fresh water is found as a surface of water in rivers, lakes and ponds and a groundwater which is accessed through wells, spring and geyser. It is also found as water vapor in the atmosphere. Fresh water is found in different states, solid, liquid and gas. The constantly changing from one form to another, this continuous movement of the water from land and the ocean to the atmosphere and back is called water cycle. The fresh water is thus a crucial natural resource and it is used for a wide variety of the purpose like drinking, washing, irrigation, industrial activities and for generation of hydroelectricity among others. So what is water? There are two types of water available on the earth. There are two types of water that is available on the earth. First one is the fresh water and the other one is saline water. Saline water is unfit for human use. Unfit for human use. Human cannot use saline water. We cannot drink saline water. And what about the fresh water? 2.5% of fresh water is available on the earth. And only 1% of water is available for human use. Only 1% water is there for human use. Total 2.5% fresh water is available on the earth and only 1% water is for the human use. So 2.5% means it is covered with ice sheet. So ice sheet water we cannot use. Glaciers are there. Okay, high mountain peaks are there. So we cannot use these type of water. Only 1% of water is available on the earth for the human use. Total 2.5% fresh water is there, but only 1% water is there for the human use. Okay. Fresh water can be in a form of solid. It can be in a form of solid, in a form of liquid, or in a form of gas. Okay. Solid, liquid or gas. It can be in any form. So the process of this is known as water cycle. You have learned about water cycle in your junior classes. Okay? This is a land filled with water. The water moves up, is called evaporation. Then it formed cloud, condensation. Then it again came on the earth in the form of rain. So this process is known as water cycle. So this is a continuous process. This is the continuous process. ये कभी भी रुकता नहीं है. The water cycle process is a continuous process. ये हमेशा होता रहता है. The fresh water is a very crucial natural resource. The fresh water is a very crucial, very important natural resource, and only 1% is water there for human that human can drink, can use for washing purpose, for agriculture purpose, for industrial purpose. That's why we always say save water. Our elders always say water. Turn the tap. So first of all read this, then I will explain more about this. Now what is water resources of India? The main water resources in India are the rainfall water, river, lakes and groundwater. What are the main sources of water that is available in India? By rainwater, river, lakes and groundwater. The main rivers are Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mandakini, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Narmada. Some of them like Ganga and Brahmaputra and their tributaries are snow-fed rivers and therefore perennial, flowing throughout the year. On the other hand, the river on the peninsular plateau region are the seasonal that depend on the rainfall of their water. They flood during the monsoon and remain dry in the summer. So the main rivers of the India are Ganga, Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari are the main rivers of the India from where we get the water. So some rivers that flow throughout the year, जो हमेशा बहती रहती हैं. Some are the rivers that grow in a particular season, in only monsoon season. When the monsoon season is there, they flow, and in summer season it will become dry. Okay. So the river that flow throughout the year, are called perennial, and some are the seasonal also. Some rivers are the seasonals also. Perennial means that flow throughout the year. Throughout the year, ये पूरे साल फ्लो करते रहते हैं. And the seasonal means it only flow in the monsoon season, and in summer it become dry, and in summer it become dry. Okay. So the main rivers of India are Brahmaputra, Ganga, Narmada, Krishna, Kaveri, and some rivers flow throughout the year and some in the season only. That season is monsoon season. Now conservation of water. Why we should conserve water? First of all, we have conserved soil. Now why should we conserve water? Because water is very precious resource that is found on the earth. So we should conserve our water. We should save our water. How can we save our water? Some points are given below. Now we will read that point. Okay. First of all, read that. Then I will explain you all. Now we will read about the conservation of water. Conservation of water. So conservation of water is very important because water is a very crucial resource that is found, crucial natural resource that is found on earth. Only 1% of water is available for human use. Only 1% water is available for human use. So we should prevent our water, or we should control all the activities that we used to do to waste the water. Scarcity of water is a major challenge in parts of the world today. Water scarcity is partly caused by increase in the population and the raised demand of the water. Other factors include water pollution, drying up the water resources, failure of the monsoon, over-exploitation and the careless use of water. Conservation of water is therefore a global need. Some of the way in which water can be conserved are as follows. So, water is a very important natural resource that is found on the earth. It is very clear. So, we should conserve our water by doing all the wasteful activities that we used to do. We should turn on the tap properly. We should not waste the water. These we have learned in our junior classes. So, point number 1, water pollution has been controlled by taking necessary steps such as treating toxic effluents before discharging them into water. So, we should remove all the waste from the water by dumping the water into the water resources. We should remove all the waste. We should remove all the waste. First of all, the first point is that we should remove all the waste. Okay. for discharging into the water. If we are throwing something, we should remove all the waste from there. Second one, scientific and controlled irrigation should be encouraged to prevent wastage of water. Drip irrigation and sprinkles save more water than a canal or tube well irrigation. We should not waste the water by doing the irrigation or by giving the plant, watering the plant. We should not waste the water that we are using the tube well for that or the heavy pipes for that. We should not do that. What we can do, we can use a drip farming. Means, for example, this is our farm. So we can just put a pipe like this, pipe like a structure around the field, and some holes should be there. So like this we can water our field. So we can save the water by watering the field by using the tube well and all that. Rainwater harvesting, we should save the rainwater also. Rainwater harvesting should be done. Okay. The practice of constructing the tank and pit to prevent a run water. So we can do the roof watering also. We can make a tank on the roof and we can collect all the water over here. Yes or no? Now mulching and the plugging of gullies also help to conserve the water. We should add fertilizers to the crop so the soil can absorb all the water and the water can go into the soil. Constructing the dam will also help to storage of water for the agriculture or for domestic purpose. So we can use a rooftop water harvesting. Rooftop water harvesting process. Rooftop water harvesting process means that we can make a dam at the top of the roof and we can collect all the rainwater over here and we can use this rainwater. Okay. Next one, afforestation will reduce runoff and replenish underground water. We should plant more and more trees. Plant more and more trees. Plant more and more trees. So this can help us for the water conservation. If we will plant more and more trees, so the water will go to the roots and then it go underground, and after that it will follow the water cycle and we will get the water back. So this water cycle is a continuous process on the earth. So this is all about the chapter. So what is your homework? Your homework is that you will do page number 129 and 130 in your book. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day. At last, note down the homework.